What's up, Purists? It's Bob from Purist Motorsports. Today we're going to take some 85, 86 taillights and we'll try to replicate the 85, 86 SVO and 93 Cobra lenses out of them for the race car. Let's do this. Let's pause for a minute there. These things didn't turn out the way we wanted to. There's some issues that came up with them. You can see that at the end of the video. We'll give you some tips and tricks on how to avoid that. Don't forget to go to puristmotorsports.com. The store is open. You can get some gear there. There's a couple of designs we've uploaded. We're working on more. If you're a Porsche 356 fan, there's a shirt there for you. Working on some Foxbody Saleen stuff, obviously. So check that out. Also, subscribe. Would love to have you as a subscriber. Thank you for those who have subscribed. Greatly appreciate all the support, the comments, and the community, and the advice I'm getting from people. We're getting tips and tricks on the history of stuff, details, that kind of thing, which is awesome. So without further ado, let's jump into these tail items. A couple of notes before we get started. The lenses for the 85, 86 SVO and 93 Cobra are actually supposed to be a gray. The lines are painted on. Actually, it was probably done in a production line with a little roller. There's an overlap here for some of those that are nerdy like me. Whereas if you look at the original lenses, there's a little overlap in the paint right on the corner. It's worth noting that it's for someone who just wants this look. You could buy the lenses now, although they use vinyl tape. I don't like the tape, so I was going to paint them. Plus I got these for $60. They've got some spider cracking in them, but they're fine for a race car, not necessarily for a show car. But the 84 SVO was black trim, and the 85 and 86 Mustangs and SVO were a gray trim. But it is worth noting the color for 85, 86 Mustangs is different. It is not black. The trim is supposed to be a gray. And I said, I've seen some recent restorations that, well, I'll just say the car's beautiful and then the trim looks black, and that's not right. So we got to polish these, and then we're going to mask them off and spray them down. I've got these already prepared. I kind of take them apart. I like to take them apart, pull the butyl tape out and the clips off, and then spray paint these areas here with just a chrome. Just any old chrome paint will do that you can buy at the auto parts store or Walmart or wherever. That just refreshing those, it makes them reflective better, because that's all the factory uses, just a little spray of chrome in there. So we're going to take these, put new butyl tape in, put the clips back on, get the lenses back on this, polish them, and paint them. So let's do it. Okay, they're all put together. The first one, I didn't stretch the butyl a little bit. I buy the 5/16 and didn't stretch it to get it, so it was a little tough going in because it was too thick, but heat gun helped it get there. The second one was pretty simple, much easier. So with this, the little tabs that go in there, you can bend them back out. You can also buy a seal kit online. There are, I don't know, multiple places you can buy them. And most of the restoration houses or whatnot. But these are ready to go. Now I'm going to polish them a little bit with the kit that I have. Well, I have some plastic polish and a little wheel, so we'll do that and then get them ready to paint by masking off the areas. Okay, we polished them up. There's still some, this is embedded into the plastic. It's not perfect. They're going on a race car. I don't know if you can see, there are little hairline cracks in them from being sun-baked. But really it was knowing that the race car is probably gonna, well, it's gonna be pushed hard. And these could possibly get, if I take it off the track, these could potentially get messed up, but whatever. It was the best choice for this. Inexpensively, all it was just me adding my time in, but these are all polished. I got most of the scratches out. They're good enough. They're not perfect by any stretch. There's still a lot of hairline scratches. It probably needs to be, well, you would need to take it a step further with wet sanding and then buffing. Really was just trying to make them look a little better. So we're going to take some pinstriping and put the 6 stripes on them, and then take this and tape up around these blue stripes, this tape, and then we'll pull this tape off, the blue tape off, and paint and see how it turns out. Let's get it going. Big reveal. Okay, so it turned out okay, but there's still, like, there's the tape lifted there. It didn't seal really good there. Yeah, and it's too cold really to be doing this. I don't have a paint booth to get heat into, so I took the heat gun. It fisheyed a little bit, as you can see. That's probably because I didn't wipe it down good enough, but and it just had one afternoon to get this done, so they turned out fine for what I'm using them for. We'll clean them up. Something that works all right is to take the Q-tip and some lacquer thinner, and it'll clean it up good enough. All right, it's the day after. and they are dry, but it was really cold. It was like 50 degrees, and that affects paint. If you don't have a paint booth, the best thing to do is to wait when the weather is the best outside for a paint booth condition, which the paint booths create a constant condition, which is great. But when you don't have that, you need to wait until the days are 65 or 70 degrees, very low humidity. So if it's too cold, it affects the paint. If it's too hot with humidity, it affects the paint. And with that, we had some issues because it was too cold. There is some fisheye in the paint here. I'm trying to get that in the reflection because it's hard to see because it's a matte finish. The other thing is it bled through because we were kind of in a rush. So you can see along the paint line there. And it also didn't make really good coverage here. I did wipe it down with lacquer thinner. Actually, it's the store-bought over at Lowe's that you would buy, so it's not concentrated like you get at a paint store. But you can see where it's thin. And that's because we had to lay the paint on thick, and it fisheye. There was oil probably underneath this from where we cleaned it with the polishing. So the key here is take your time when you're taping so that you make sure your edges are pushed down, even with the good tape, because that's what I've got. That was stuff from a paint supply store. So just make sure you're taking your time doing that. I did this in a rush, and honestly, these lights, I don't know if I can get the reflection at all. There are spider cracks in them from heat. They're not going to be on, they're not a set I would use on a nice show car. This is obviously for a car that's going to go on the track, and if it goes off the track and encounters something, these will get broken, I'm sure, in the process of that. Let's hope not, but don't want to put concourse style stuff on a car that's going to go wheel to wheel. But it was too cold. The other thing is the paint can had been sitting in the garage, and that, well, the paint itself inside the can was 50 degrees or colder, because sometimes the garage doesn't warm up. And even with a little bit of sun, they didn't turn out that great. They look good from a distance. We'll just say they look good from afar, but they're far from good. That's the best way to describe it. But yeah, it turned out okay. It'll be good for a race car. But if I were going at a concourse restoration, I would be searching for another set of lights, or going back and taping over this again and then redoing it one more time, but waiting for the right weather. It was just too cold. So it's one of those things that if you don't have a paint booth, you kind of got to wait till Mother Nature gives you the paint booth. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tag, and share. Go to purestmotorsports.com. Check out the gear. We've got stories there too. We're doing some headers, restoration for the Bleakley car, some articles you can check out in the meantime while you wait between videos. So doing a lot of stuff outside of YouTube. You should check it out. purestmotorsports.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, whether you're driving them or restoring them, always enjoy them. Peace.